Hello everyone, this side Syed Rizwan. Now going to explain you about my project customer segmentation using Python in machine learning. So it is one of the domain of data science. So I'll be telling you how I have worked on this project and what all the modules I have used and all the other things in detail now. Now, talking about the customer segmentation, customer seg- talking about the customer segmentation. Customer segmentation is one of the most unsupervised method of targeting the customers. So here in this project, mostly deals with the real-time data, which consists of the customer name, gender. So through this way, we target the customers in order to increase the revenue of a company. So, customer segmentation is a way in which we segment the customers based upon the different mentalities of different people. So, many people will be wealthy, so they will spend more number of money in order to purchase a product. Where few people cannot afford to pay huge amount to uh, in order to purchase a certain product. So, based upon their mentality, we segment the customers in order to target them. So, the way we target them and the way we analyze the customers is nothing but customer segmentation. So, in this data set consists of very important variables like I have already told you, which are age, gender, income, and their spending scores, each and everything. So this data set is which I have given is based upon the mall in which frequently customers will be spending will be coming to mall and they will be affording few things and all based upon their based upon the real data and the real analytics. So based upon that, we have segmented the customers in order to target the customers so that the revenue of some market can be increased and improved. Whereas talking about the customer segmentation is the subdivision of the market into discrete customer groups that share similar characteristics. Customer segmentation can be powerful means to identity, where we can target the unsatisfied customers so that they can be satisfied with the whole profits. Talking about the installation in software, I have used Anaconda for this project. Anaconda is like an open source software which comes with wide varieties of inbuilt softwares like R, Python, and also Spider with Jupyter. So this all things comes wrapped with Anaconda. So Anaconda is a very best use for a software in the form of a software. Obviously, I have used Jupyter Notebook to run the codes. And yeah, obviously, Anaconda is a distribution of Python and R programming languages in order to work. Talking about the language, I have used Python programming language, which goes with machine learning. Whereas Python programming is always obviously it is a high level language which goes with the interpreter. So each and every line goes on with the console during the compilation, and obviously it is an object oriented programming language. So it is also provides a very high level dynamic data types and also supports dynamic type checking. And it is also having the automatic garbage collection, which is indeed a good one. Now talking about the machine learning. Yeah, machine learning is one of the most trending technologies which enables to think of its own and think of its own obviously, and it also performs its task in its own. So, for example, how will you write a program that can identify fruits based upon the various properties? Like an apple can be in a red color, and based upon that color, based upon the size, it can identify and can learn from its own. So that's all. That's all I think is machine learning. Whereas machine learning is one of the most subdivision of artificial intelligence. Whereas the artificial intelligence is the topmost thing which comes under the which lies under the base of machine learning. Whereas machine learning today has all the attention seeker, where machine learning can automate many tasks, especially ones that not only the humans, but it can also identify different things based upon the features, based upon their works, and everything. So machine learning is going to change the future world soon. As we know, machine learning is of three types. One is supervised learning, unsupervised learning, and reinforcement learning. So the customer segmentation which we have done is one of the types of unsupervised learning. Where we're talking about the supervised learning, we'll be having a labeled data, where unsupervised learning will not have any data. It has only the unlabeled data, where it learns from itself based upon the model, and finds out what all things present in the data and makes its own predictions. That is the one of the cool thing of unsupervised learning. Whereas the reinforcement learning goes with the rewards, and yeah, obviously it goes with rewards. Whereas unsupervised learning is one of the machine learning technique, as I have told you, which is not as a supervised learning. Whereas inside it hides, it finds the hidden patterns which are present in the data set and learns from itself. And talking about the k-means clustering algorithm. So specifically for customer segmentation, there are different algorithms which go. So first, k-means clustering is one of the most basic technique which goes with unsupervised learning. So in k-means clustering, we can cluster the customers based upon their different features, based upon their different values. Okay, so k-means clustering is a type of unsupervised learning which is used when you have unlabeled data. Specifically, we are having unlabeled data, and this algorithm works iteratively to assign each data point to one of the k groups based upon the feature that are provided. Now, we'll get into the project. We'll see practically how this project works, and I'll be showing you all the things how everything is going to work now. So I have saved my Jupyter. I have already worked on it. Okay, so we have got inside the project now. So first, what I have done is, like, I have showing you with it here. These are all the, sorry. These are all the libraries which I have used, which are NumPy, Pandas, Matplot, and Seaborn. So NumPy library is mostly used with mathematical statistics. So it can be used with the arrays, which it goes with arrays. It goes with regression and all other things. Whereas the NumPy is one of the most important library in order to find out the mathematical functions, multidimensional arrays, and other things. Whereas Pandas goes with the flexibility, and it improves the performance of the data. So it gives a structure to the entire data, and based upon the tabular columns, rows, and it is more easily, and it is high level building blocks. Whereas next to Matplot library is one of the most popular libraries which are used for forming all these graphs, histographs, and all other things, bar plots, pie charts. Helps to visualize the data. Whereas talking about the Seaborn library is mostly used for Python, mostly used for data visualization, which is also based upon like a Matplotlib library. It provides a high level interface for drawing something very attractive, attractive to the people or the user. Now I have imported all the libraries, and after importing the libraries, I have loaded the dataset. So actually the dataset which was given was around 200 rows. The total dataset was about 200, which are having the different attributes. So once as I have saved my dataset in my desktop, I have given the location. I have copy pasted the location I have given with the name of the given data frame.head. So I got the output. Okay. Now So my data got loaded. After that, what I have done is like I have visualized the data. See, we can see that my entire data set got loaded. So after my data got loaded, then I have visualized the data based upon their different variables. Since I am having customers, age, genders, annual income, and spending scores, now what I have done is first I have visualized the number of customers who are male and female based upon their gender. So what I have done is I have given the number of counts which are there based upon the gender, and I have visualized using a bar plot. So what I have done is like I have given I have called the gender variables from the data set, and I have asked for the value counts, and it gives the graph when I run the code. After that, what I have done is like I have splitted the groups based upon the age so that we can clearly understand the specific age group of the customers. So through this, what happens is like we can understand which type of customers, like what age group of customers mostly visit the mall or mostly visit the place in order to purchase products or other things. So that it will be much more easier to target a customer. So what I have done is I have divided each based upon the given data. I have studied the data. In that data, firstly, I have find out whether there are some null values or some other data. So since the data was clean, so there was no much problem. So I have read the data based upon that. I have divided each age groups, divided into different age groups, and I have called it. So I have given as x and y as x will be the different age groups and y will be the length of each. Whereas and I have given a bar plot. So based upon that, we can find out that the age group between 26 to 35 are frequently visiting the mall. This is one aspect. Now, talking about the spending scores. Now we are having the spending scores of each customer, right? Now we have to find which customers are having the highest spending score. So the customers mostly having 41 to 60, which is the highest spending score. Most of the customers are having around 41 to 60. Okay, this also I have grouped it based upon the given data, and I have given a bar graph. So we got the second aspect. First aspect, we got the number of genders like male and female. And the second one, we got the number of like the number of customers visiting the age group which is in frequently to the mall. And the third aspect, we got the which is the highest spending score. Okay. Now talking about the annual income. So the annual income is like what we are having now in this annual income. I have also again divided into different groups, and based upon each customer we have find which type of customer is having a huge annual income. So based upon the graph, 61 to 90 annual income is one of the highest among the customers, and the rest is the lowest when compared to 61 to 90. Okay, now what I have done. So we have found the three aspects about the annual income, about spending score, genders, and the age group frequently visiting the mall. Okay, after that, now I'll be using, now we have to cluster the data. So what is the method which I can use in order to cluster the data? Okay, talking about first, what I have done is I have took a variable and assigned two arrays. As only took two array, like two variables which are spending scores and annual income, and I have added those two variables in a separate variable called x. So if I check using this code, data frame dot I location of columns, I have added those values, and I have checked whether the entire data got loaded in X. So I'll be running the code. Once I'll be initializing, I'll be getting the array which are having the values of annual income and spending scores. So after that, what happens now? In order to find the number of clusters, there's a method which goes with k-means clustering with elbow method. So there are different types of methods which go with different types of methods like elbow method, and also there is a method called as the hyperodical method, and yeah, there are different types of methods which go. But elbow method is one of the most used method which goes with k-means, as I have already studied before. So yeah, I was having a good idea about that. So talking about the elbow method is like to find out the number of clusters which can be used based upon the given data. So in this elbow method, we will be using a formula called as WCSS, which is within cluster sum of squares. So this formula goes with the xy minus yi the whole square. We are going to use the formula using the summation and find out the number of clusters. Now, what I have done is I have imported the sklearn library using the dot cluster used by importing the k-means. And I have used within cluster sum of squares WCSS method, which is a formula which is having already inbuilt in the library of k-means. And then I have given a range between 1 to 11, and I have found out the clusters using the random state with the use of inertia, and I have plotted a graph, a line chart. So what this elbow method is like, what I can say, this elbow method is mostly like the line chart mostly shows some consistency in the graph. It shows as we can see here we can see that there is a elbow here in the point number 5. So this gives a point, we can say that there are 5 clusters which we can make using k-means. So using that, now, so based upon the line chart, we can say that the maximum curve is in 5. So we can take 5 clusters. Here k represents the number of clusters we can take in our k-means algorithm. Now what I have done is, now using the k-means syntax of k-means model, k-means and number of clusters as 5, and by initializing the k-means plus plus k-means clusters, and the random state is equal to 0. So now I have called y of k-means. Okay, I have initialized one variable called y of k-means, and I have given to predict the value of x. So x is already having the two variables, which are annual income and spending scores. So I have scattered entire the plot, and by giving different values of each coordinates of 0 0 0 1 1 0 1 1, and all the coordinates I have given, and with the different colors like red, blue, green, color of each cluster. And I have also given the centroids of each cluster, which plays a major role. Now after that, we'll be getting the cluster once we run the data or run the above code. You can see that there are 5 clusters here: red, customer 1, customer 2, customer 3, customer 4, and customer 5, and the black dots represent the centroids of each cluster. Okay, so through this we can see that these are the annual income, and this is the spending score of each customer. Okay, so annual income and spending scores, annual income and the spending score. So we can see based upon this clustering, the annual income and the spending score which is average for the customer is customer 1. So it will be much easier to target these customers in order to increase the revenue of a company. Okay, so we got this now. So through this we can easily target our customers, and we can easily increase. At last, I would like to conclude that k-means clustering is like one of the most popular clustering algorithms, and usually it first thinks thing is like it mostly predicts the right value in order to cluster the data among different things based upon their features. So the goal of k-means is to group the data points into non-distinct, non-overlapping subgroups, and obviously one of the major application of k-means clustering is the segmentation of customers in order to get the better results, and order to increase the revenue of a company or a sales. Thank you.